Okay, so got on the phone with Milwaukee. They said all you gotta do is bang it off or pull it off with a puller. So we're going to see. Yeah, apparently so. It's coming off. So that looks like how you do that. Still not coming, so not coming all the way. We'll put this in here. See if I can't get a little more on it. Sure love messing with these things. Okay. Get her hooked, get her hooked. There she goes. Get all the jaws where they're supposed to be. So I should be able to get it off now, huh? So as I say, come on now. Well, hang on a second, let me get a longer bolt. If I can just press it off now. Yeah, there we go. So, that's how you get that off. It's a little gear puller. And I just need my tires to come in. So, it's one of the reasons I wanted to get it off. It's kind of a mess in there. So, I'll put these puller up, clean up a little bit, and we'll get to taking that off. Okay, there's a little washer under here, I think. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Or maybe that's what's left of the washer. No, I think that's a washer too. So much crap in there. There it goes. Pretty sure that's a washer. How are we going to get that off? Because it doesn't want to move either. Now let's see what happens when I start loosening stuff. Quite a bit of rust on this plate here. Four little short ones. A little rusted. Put these in this dry wheel before I lose them. Well, these are some kind of self-tapping. I don't know, they're weird. Alright, let's give it a little pry around the edges and see what happens. Yeah, there's a washer on there. Boy, this thing's a nightmare, huh? Really don't want to be prying on that. I want to break that plate, you know what I mean? Alright, let me do some research on this part now. And I'll come back. Well, I pulled the gear out. So basically I unscrewed these and then this whole unit just pulled out. So I don't know if it's supposed to do that. Basically, all I want to do is get this plate off so I can clean it up. And the insides look good. I don't see any broken teeth anywhere. Betting that stuff's pressed in there. I really don't want to be pressing it out. I think what I'm going to do is just clean this back up, clean this up, and put it back together before I damage something. There's a roller bearing. There's roller bearings in these little holes here. So I actually feel really good. Boy, it's spin real well. So I'll pack it with a little more grease. I'm going to clean this up though and inspect it, see if there's any rings I'm missing or whatnot. You know, snap rings. There's a little washer there that I do not want to lose. Yeah, I'm going to clean it up and come back. Okay, so I've got it mostly cleaned out. Got all the old grease out of it, cleaned around the cavity here. Cleaned up the gears, put some oil in it. These bearings are sealed, so it's not like the oil's going anywhere. And every time I look somewhere new, it's got some dirt or something on it. Alright, so I'm going to re-grease it with some gear grease. I mean, I don't know if this is the right stuff. It just smelled like gear grease. I doubt this is going to hurt it. I didn't want to spray down into the cavity here where the pinion is because I didn't want to get it up into the motor. So there's still a little gear grease in there. Just kind of pumping grease around. Get it up in there a little bit. Get a good coating on it there. That'll good. It doesn't take a lot. I mean, it's not like it's super high speed or anything. Get some on there and I'll smear it around. You just really want the teeth coated. And again, guys, this is, I don't know if I said this, but this isn't a restoration. This is a rebuild. As soon as I'm done, there's going to be metal getting all up in it, you know, because, I mean, not in the gears, obviously, but I'm going to put a little bit of gear grease in there. But, you know, I'm cutting and stuff, so just put a little layer. I don't really want to overdo it, like I tend to do everything. But anyway, just a little grease in there. That ain't gonna hurt nothing really. It's not gonna, it's not really gonna help anymore either. So anyway, let's go ahead and pop this cage back in. Now, if we were doing a restoration, you'd want to press these gears out. You do have to press them out. So, or heat them up, and the bearings would probably fall right out. So I'm going to get these guys back in. Yeah, see, these are a coarse thread. They're not machine threads. And this I don't think is aluminum. I think it's some kind of pot metal. Otherwise it wouldn't have rusted. Alright. Got those started on there. See, some of them just go in real easy and some of them are kind of tough. A little grip on them, give them a little twist down. You don't want to strip them out. There we go. So I'm gonna check my phone and I'll come back. We'll take this front end apart. I really don't want to put the wheels back on right now because I'm waiting on new shoes or new tires for them. So let me pause the video a second and check my phone because it's dinging like crazy. And then we'll disassemble this. Okay, another thing we can do is put the brush back in before we clean this all up. Go ahead and grab the 2 screws. I'll probably have to take the brush back out when I put the wheel on, but yeah, go ahead and put it back together. Get CLR out of there. CLR, I keep saying that, evapor rust. These hadn't been in there that long, but they do a pretty good job. It removed the rust off the rest of this stuff. Dang this, whatever. And the brush, y'all saw the state of the brush, so I don't remember how rusty that was. Get all the vapor rust out of it. See there? Look at it, even brought back some of that shiny to the metal. So I mean, guys, that stuff does work really well. I'm gonna go rinse this out real quick. Yeah, maybe not. I was thinking I'd go rinse it out, but I don't want to get this piece just rusted again, so it'll be alright. It's non-toxic. I just want to try to get the brush cleaned out. And that brush isn't in bad shape. Yeah, I think I am going to go rinse it a little bit. So I went and rinsed it out. I'm just wadding it up in some toilet paper to suck all the moisture out of it. It was a little slippery, so yeah, it's dry now. It's a little slippery there, so I'm going to get that residue off of there. Let's go ahead and put this back on. I don't know if I've said the other day or not. This is a T20. Most of these screws are T25. This one happens to be a T20. And my new socket came in. Apparently, I have to get online. My cornwall kit, I was going to show you. So, that's my cornwall kit I picked up for like 75 bucks at the flea market. It was missing the T60 and the T20. Apparently, I ordered a security bit, which I already had one right there. I'll have to get online and look and see if I screwed up or they screwed up. Anyway, at least I got a nice one now instead of a little Chinese one that's all bent up. Well, I did say that was a T20, didn't I? Well, that is not a T20. Well, T15 fits it. Kind of loose, though. Let me check that again. Try my 320. Maybe yeah. Alright, so Looks like. No, it looks fine to me. It does not fit in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah. Well, there you go. That's a 5-star. This is a 6-star. Oh, that's a bummer. Didn't know that was such a deal. I just paid attention. So you don't want to get this real tight on this with a brush. So, yeah, that's kind of a bummer. T20OH. T20OH. Cornwell. Huh. I don't know. That's not going to work, is it? Put this one back. Well, I guess I have to borrow the socket. Okay, got the brush in. It looks good now. Now, I'm kind of curious about that. I guess we're fixing to find out, aren't we? 3 screws here, T25s. Little washers there, so this thing can slide. See the little cup washers there. So I'm hoping it's just a little cam lever. Sure it is. It just presses against this thing. Yeah, it is. It's got a little roller bearing on it, a little roller bushing on it. And then the cam itself, which I'm going to dunk in that evaporust, and we're going to let it sit. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this part up. Clean these up. Got some Loctite on them, but they weren't. And see, these are fine thread. Very interesting. Clean that up. I'm going to clean this area up a little bit. And try and knock some of this rust off of here. There's not really much on it. Put that bushing right there. Get it cleaned up, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I got the cam lock cleaned up and de-rusted as much as I thought necessary. I'm not going to pick every little piece of rust off of it. This isn't, like I said, I'm not going to say it again. Kind of cleaned up the outside of the saw a little bit. Cleaned up that bearing, that cam bearing there was full of rust. I mean, it was solid rust. So I took this guy here, sprayed it down with cleaner, and just rotated it back and forth, ripped it in and out. Did that several times. Looks like you got all the rust out of it. I'm not too worried about it because it's just for the cam. I mean, it doesn't spin all the time. I'm going to take my little Q-tip here, a little modeler's tip, and I'm going to re-lube it. Get it packed in there real well. And it's spinning pretty freely, but it did have rust all over it. So, just getting that packed in there. Get it to spin around a little bit. Yeah, it's in there good now. A little more in there. I mean, again, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, if the cam was locked up, I might worry about it. But it's spinning, so look, got some coming out the other side. Got a bugger coming out. Just fine. I'll go ahead and leave some out there, so when it pushes in, it'll push some in there. Let's go ahead and put a little more on the outside edge of it. just to help it slide a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's good enough, huh? Oh, I don't want to get rid of this yet. I'm going to take a little WD-40 and the slide mechanism. I'm just going to spritz it because apparently that's all I have. There's plenty in there, just ain't got no pressure. I'm going to let that sit for a second or two. Let it do its thing. Dab it off a little bit. Just something to soak into the deal. Oh, by the way, guys, there was this little keeper on here, right here. Goes right here. Put that back on. You know what? I gotta wait till that finishes getting the rust off of it, which is gonna be a bit. So I'm gonna take a rag and throw it over this stuff so I don't get dirt all over it. And then when that's derusted, I'll come back. We'll reassemble it. Okay, went and took the cam up to the buffing wheel and buffed it off. It's kind of pitted out, but again, it's just a cam, and I can't tell if that's focusing because I got my glasses on. But there it is. So I'm gonna slide that in there. Put the screw back in it real quick. Yeah, I got impatient of waiting for the vapor rust, so I just went ahead and buffed it off on the wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and slide that back in there. Spin it around a little bit. Oh yeah, she's good and coated. Take some of that off because it's got some rust still in it. That bearing's it's pretty rusty. But again, that's not doing a restore on it. And it's just the cam, so not too terribly worried about it. Some more grease in there. Some more grease around this outside too. So it really does kind of ride on that. There we go. Get that in there. A little grease inside the wheel, the bushing. I'll slide that on. A little grease around the outside. Doesn't need a whole lot. Put my keeper on. Put the cam back on. There we go. Got my wheels and my bolts all cleaned up. Gonna get well, they're probably fine. Yeah. A little mess cleaned up here. Yeah, that Loctite's still biting, so I'm not going to put any Loctite on it. The fingers are a little slippery. Don't want to over tighten her. And there we go. We'll test her out when I get the wheels and stuff back on her. I do want to put that bushing back on. So I need to get me another little Q-tip and get me some grease. We can leave up this bushing area. Oops. There we go. Oh, there's some nasty grease on it still. We'll put that back on, put a little bit on top of it. And then I guess I'm just going to cover it with a rag. Because that doesn't really need any grease on it. No, that's the clutch wheel. You keep those separated. I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, I'll have to clean that up too. Well, maybe it does. That one does spin on there, doesn't it? Yeah, look, grease won't hurt it. I have to clean that up. That's pretty nasty. So I have to clean out this bushing because it does spin on there. Clean that out. Get it all cleaned up. Do that in the next episode. I'm going to cut this one here. Guys, please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification if you want to see future videos. Also, please leave a comment. It sure does help me know what to do. I mean, I guess the name of the channel is Mike's Garage, so there'll be all kinds of random stuff. Built this battery pack over here the other day. I guess I should have filmed that. But anyway, guys, yeah, please like and subscribe. It helps me to keep wanting to make videos. So you guys have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.